Early January and the world watched in disbelief as large swathes of Los Angeles burned with horrifying fury. In the smouldering aftermath, I met Nat and Shant as they surveyed what was left of their house for the first time.
It held everything we've ever had. This is where we would always gather, and it hurts, but we're alive.
4 months on, the rust has spread over the bones of their home, but little else has changed.
The grief continues for us and the work continues for us while the world goes on, but this is not going to be over for some time.
The lawns are turning green again in the once vibrant middle-class neighbourhood of Altadena, but not much else has returned. Even many of the houses in the burn zone that weren't destroyed are unfit to live in. I joined a team of migrant workers who are cleaning the houses called the smokers. Ruined by the toxic aftermath of ash and smoke, incredibly, this team are all volunteers, working unpaid because the fire took their jobs, just as it took homes.
Yes, it's very tired. Yeah, because we have to do it carefully. Carefully and slow.
Like everyone else here, they desperately need the city to get back to normal. But that process is in danger of being slowed from the very top, with the Trump government cracking down and rounding up exactly the people California usually relies on to do much of the manual work: undocumented migrants.
It is impossible to rebuild Los Angeles without undocumented labor.
The Trump administration says it's prioritizing removing undocumented criminals, but community advocates like Pablo say vital law-abiding workers are being swept up too.
It's hypocrisy at its greatest expression, because there's no way that LA can be rebuilt without the very same people that this president is attacking.
The fires have also exacerbated LA's ongoing housing crisis. Brenda and her daughter Miladis returned to their fire-damaged apartment before it had electricity or hot water, out of fear they would lose their home.
You've been really camping in your own flat?
Basically, it's camping out in our own home. We know that staying here could definitely lead to dangerous levels of toxins, but it's a risk that we're willing to take if it means saving our home.
The fallout from the fires is sparking a broader reckoning about how Los Angeles, a city that keeps growing outwards, can coexist with the natural tinderbox that surrounds it.
Los Angeles was ready to burn. It had been suffering droughts. It had been building into places where fires had burned historically and frequently.
Now there are voices urging that the city must be rebuilt differently, with better defences against the fires that will undoubtedly return.
The alternative is to build up, not out. We need to start building density down in the valleys, away from the fire zones, and that's actually already starting to happen in some areas, but we need to accelerate that process.
But the political pressure to get LA back on its feet is huge. It's due to host games in the next World Cup and then the Olympics. A golden opportunity to build back more safely might be sacrificed to the demand to build back fast.
The rebuilding process should absolutely be expedited. I don't think Los Angeles has a choice. You do want to make sure that you don't make really big mistakes by cutting all the red tape. But I do think that speed is of the necessity.
What Los Angeles is certainly going to need is some of the pioneering spirit that has always powered this city. Jason Oppenheim, star of the Netflix show Selling Sunset, has an estate agent's optimism about its future.
Los Angeles is full of dreamers, for better or for worse. And in this situation, I think for better. Very resilient culture here in LA, and people are coalescing and coming together.
4 months on, LA's scars are still raw. The climate crisis that the whole world is facing has punished this city. It will need political will, imagination, and many of its migrant workers, if it really is to recover. Romilly Weeks, ITV News.